Okay, guys, welcome back. I hope you guys are having a good day. I thought I'll do a second video. So this one's more for Australia people. So I'm just going to watch some news articles that I think is important to me, and maybe the community if they think it's important. So I'm going to start with this one. So apparently Australia is going to be recognising the Palestinian state. So that's going to be an interesting thing. This is the first I've heard of it because I haven't really been following the news. So I never follow it that much. But I'll probably do these videos every few days, like maybe twice, 3 times a week, something like that.
With that significant shift in foreign policy, the Prime Minister this afternoon confirming plans for Australia to officially recognise a Palestinian state at the United Nations General Assembly meeting next month, declaring a two-state solution is the only path to peace. Israel's reaction almost immediate.
Yeah, I expected Israel not to be very happy about it, but frankly, who gives a shit? Here's the thing. I am not in favour of this war at all. Hamas and this Israel thing. All it is doing is killing innocent civilians, people who live in the two nations or states or whatever you want to call them. It's just a pointless war that doesn't need to be occurring. I mean, I think like with the Palestinians, they need to get rid of Hamas. Hamas is their that's what's killing them. They need some sort of government that's there for them, not some dictatorship or someone who's a war, like looking for war all the time. That'll be the only way out of this situation. Israel needs to back off here because, yeah, I think for Israel, I understand Israel's points because they are trying to get peace, but they're doing it the way they think it's right, and most of the world does not agree with it. Let's continue.
Ambassador hitting back at the government, asserting peace is built by ending terror, not rewarding it. Live at 4:30, I'll speak with Labor MP.
Yeah, that's not how it works. It's never worked. It's never worked when another country's gone to another country to take it over. Ask America and the Soviet Union for that matter. They both had that same problem. US particularly.
Who has long campaigned for Australia to take this stance. But first, political editor Charles Croucher.
I think it's important we do that.
The Prime Minister making this significant announcement after Cabinet met this morning. Australia will recognise the Palestinian state at the United Nations in September. That's the same time frame as France, Canada and the UK are working on and follows increased domestic pressure. America will not make the same move. The Prime Minister revealing he spoke to Benjamin Netanyahu last week and the Israeli government seemingly furious with the move.
What are they going to do, have a cry?
Directly to Prime Minister Netanyahu. The situation in Gaza has gone beyond the world's worst fears.
They know what they would do if right next to Melbourne or right next to Sydney, you had this horrific attacks.
Why? Why did I hear? I don't believe I heard that out of his mouth. We were like next to Sydney or Melbourne and had these horrific attacks. One, Australia's a whole continent. We don't have your crappy type of issues. And secondly, I don't know. I think that's a bad statement to say realistically, because like I said, just as I said, our land masses are completely different. You got to adapt with other things. Now, you're thinking about conquering them, that will cause a lot of fighting. It's going to cause more problems. It may even get more serious. We don't know. Let's just see what we've got to go. And I've got to stop pausing this, guys. We've got to keep going.
I think it would do it, at least what we're doing. Probably, maybe not as efficiently.
This has also caused
not as efficiency. Yeah, right. You bloody joke.
Split between the government and opposition on an issue of foreign policy.
Frankly, the risk here is this is rewarding terrorism.
Across the world, nations have agreed that we cannot keep...
I mean, like I said, they need to get rid of Hamas. That's the only way that they'll get peace and have a proper government in there that can work for the people.
Doing the same thing and hoping for a different outcome.
But that's how I think.
Agreed to by the Palestinian Authority, terror group Hamas cannot play any role in the governing of Palestine, and that elections...
Exactly.
Logistics such as borders, administrative structures and enforcement still being worked through, and all remain fragile given the US and Israel are not on board.
Meantime, 5 Al Jazeera journalists have been killed in an Israeli...
All right, that's just that one. All right, that was something different, guys. But yeah, that's kind of a thing. I think it's a bit more... It needs to be done, guys. Something in the Middle East needs to be done to get peace. Peace is what we're looking forward to. Not fighting, not with other nations and all that kind of shit. Terrorism and all our states. But that's our opinion, or my opinion. Let me go to the next one, guys, which is America, I believe, in Europe. Canada.
Wildfire is burning through mountains near Los Angeles, already destroying thousands of hectares.
Los Angeles again with the fires. Man, I feel like they get their best, like their bad luck. It's terrible luck. Every time I hear from Los Angeles, guys, there's a fire, floods, or something else going on over there. Ice.
Thousands of residents have been ordered to evacuate their homes.
Yeah, I recommend doing that.
And dry conditions fuel the flames. Here's Reed Butler.
Oh, that's a big explosion.
California once again facing flames. An out-of-control wildfire taking hold north of Los Angeles.
This hour, 0% contained. There's a good drop right there.
Evacuation orders in place. Farm animals also fleeing. The blaze is being fueled by searing heat. It's the height of summer in North America, and the ground
Definitely
is dangerously dry. Rod Meyer's Hasley Canyon property was hit hard. He stayed to help firefighters, but
hit hard. There's nothing there. It's just metal.
Got into this tree and turned into a flame of like 70, 80 feet tall, and I thought for sure it was going to get in these rafters, and that would be that.
The flames are spreading so quickly.
That's what bushfires do.
The size of 2 football fields was being consumed every 2 seconds.
That's a lot of fire. That's actually pretty intense.
So much land, all of that just blackened in such a short amount of time, and it is the speed of this fire which is reminding Los Angeles of the horrors that gripped the city just 7 months ago. LA and indeed all of California still very much on edge.
The Canyon Fire is one of 2 major blazes burning in Southern California.
Blaze is just 2.
Just north of Los Angeles County near Santa Clarita.
That's close.
The Gifford Fire is the largest blaze in the state. More than 40,000 hectares has burned.
As the fire came, it created its own wind. You know?
That's what heat does.
The winds coming, changing directions, and everything. It was crazy. It was its own, force.
Tonight, Southern California gripped by the horrifying sight of smoke.
Hopefully it gets worked out, guys. Hopefully they put the fire out. It's gonna be something. Oh boy, I don't want to watch that. That might be something to watch in the future, but not at the moment. Oh yeah, I'm hoping they work it out, guys. Hopefully they get the fire under control and no more buildings get burnt down to the ground, and no more. Hopefully, definitely no one gets unalived. That's probably the best way of saying it. But yeah, hopefully nothing like that will happen. Okay, let's move on to 2 ones I'm actually I'm more interested in. One is apparently a study about ADHD medicine on kids. So that's something interesting.
Australian children have ADHD, and now a new study is
the
impact of medication on their health.
Researchers from Deakin University studied 4,000 children over 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
Found kids taking common ADHD medications have poorer health outcomes.
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised.
Danielle McMullen joins us live now from Brisbane. Danielle, good
I want to hear what they say.
So what did you make of the findings in this study?
Well, the main finding in this study, which looked back at surveys of children and their parents over 30...
Surveys are not the best way of doing things, guys. This could be not a good, accurate one, because surveys don't work. People forget. It's just a survey. You're just getting a form and all of that, and you're probably getting information and things like that. I don't think surveys are the best way of doing it. They need to be served.
13 years was that kids who have symptoms of ADHD...
But then again, it is just symptom things, which would be easy to tell because you just got to say, okay, let's check where we started, where we are now, and any health issues we've got between those 2 instances.
Have report a poorer quality of life than kids without ADHD.
That is sad. I am really sad about that.
But what this showed us was that over the course of their childhood, that 13 years...
I'm actually going to feel sad.
And so it's really important that we look after kids with ADHD. The finding about medications was, by the author's admission, a smaller one, and one that really just needs more research rather than definitive findings from this paper.
Definitely.
That's the most important point here, because there's so much pressure on parents anyway.
Definitely needs more research.
And it can be really difficult if your child has ADHD.
He's right there.
Them turning to medication.
I can't agree. I agree with him for once.
Yeah, look, obviously the decision about whether to trial medications for any health condition, including ADHD, is one that should be done after close consultation with your doctor.
Yep, I agree. I'm not disagreeing with it.
Doctors really need to work together on this to make sure that there's teamwork involved in that trial and that we're doing more than just medicines, that it's also about lifestyle supports that can also be put in place alongside medication options where they're necessary.
It's also, I mean, and this is the hard thing about this stuff. There'd be teachers who say to parents, hey, your child is showing symptoms of ADHD, they're unmanageable in the classroom, they need to go on medication.
That's the question. Are they really? Or or are the teachers so bad at their job they don't know how to deal with kids? Is that what it is? I think that could be a big part of it. I know a lot of people who probably got ADHD. I've probably got it to a small degree even because I'm impatient. I don't always, wait. I like to get things done quickly. I like just to do things. Does that mean I got ADHD? Of course not. It's just how I work.
Thing is so difficult and fraught.
It is really tricky. None of this is easy. We know there are lots of studies that actually show that ADHD medicines, both in children and in adults, reduce those symptoms and make it easier to manage at school or at work and in their lifestyle. But it's important to also recognise that we've got to do things alongside medicines. Medicine isn't the only answer, but it's certainly part of the answer to help children
To some children.
And succeed in their.
I think they need to figure out more things, guys.
12 to 17-year-olds who have been prescribed ADHD medication has tripled in the past decade, but so have the cases of ADHD. Is it just that we're becoming much more aware about it now? There's a greater awareness across society of the symptoms to look for and how to best treat a child.
Yeah, there's definitely been a huge increase in diagnosis of ADHD, both in children and in adults, particularly in women, in children and adults. And so that has led to that increase in medications, but also that increase in awareness of the condition and what else we can do to help manage it.
So what's your takeout then?
The takeout here is if you're concerned that your child may have symptoms of ADHD, go talk to the doctor. Make sure you're discussing things like sleep, nutrition, exercise alongside medication.
Oh, God damn it.
And really making that whole of health decision to best support your kids.
Yep, that's true, guys.
So they're good on your doctor. Thank you.
Oops, no, don't want to talk about you. Not yet, anyway. I probably will do a stream on it. So, before we continue, so when I do stream, I sometimes do streams on these type of things. I'll do videos on smaller things, like what they're doing, small like clips and things like that. When it comes to like these type of videos where it's like the downforce and the rise and all that kind of stuff, we'll be doing that as a stream. And we'll be doing other things within that right at the end of it, so it's got a bit more work into it. Oh yeah, let's move on to the next one. Let's go back a second. I need to go back so I can write down. Now, this is the one I want to have a look at. Because this is what a lot of people need to learn, including myself.
We are helping you stretch every dollar, kicking off our 5-day saving series with simple tips that actually...
I don't think it's going to work for me, but it might work. You never know.
5-day saving series, I like the way you said that. And today we're starting with the ultimate Lazy Savers starter pack, focusing on easy wins that take little or no effort. That's me too. Nine Money editor Effie Zahos.
Trust me, we don't know that, Cal.
Okay, can you really save money without lifting a finger? Come on.
Well, that's probably what got you in problem in the first place by not doing anything. But look, some data came out this
Got a point.
That basically shows it's by not doing something that you could actually, save. And what I mean by that is that about $600 is lost annually by people not using subscriptions. And when you think of subscriptions, you actually think like maybe it's just streaming, but there's more to it than that. Think about, do you have an antivirus on your computer that you're paying a subscription for?
No.
Maybe some storage that you're paying a subscription for.
I do need storage, guys. If you don't know, my OneDrive is like so big. And that's one thing I have to do, unfortunately.
The interesting point that I found was that we are spending more on subscriptions. So maybe we're becoming a little bit lazy or a bit more comfortable. But take a look at this as a bit of a nudge to show you what you could actually save because you've forgotten. Let's say you...
Dating apps. Tinder. Now, guys, I don't use dating apps, okay? So that's completely a big X for me. Books, don't really read. Gym. Now, here's the thing. Fitness First is like $100 a month. Mine's probably about $70 a month. It's okay. It's not cheap, but it still is expensive. Now let's see. Like Apple TV, don't use it all, and education, I don't have to worry about it all. So majority of the thing, yeah, it's basically one thing for me, just a gym, really. I mean, I do use Netflix, and one more service. That's it. So yeah, let's just keep going and see what they say.
Signed up to a dating app and you found true love.
Like Bailey.
Yes, did he find love? That's good. Now make sure, Bailey, you do
Love is love, dude.
do cancel
Bailey.
it. Don't pretend that you've cancelled it.
Otherwise, Tammy will be all over you.
Because that could still be costing you. Maybe you downloaded, say, an education app for your kid and they're now 23. So it's time to get rid of that. Or see, Jane thought maybe that's it. Or did you sign up, say, to Apple because you wanted to see Ted Lasso? Great show, but you're still paying for it. You've seen it and you're still paying for it. So these are little nudges there to kind of get...
Yeah, you should pay and cancel them out as you need them.
What about cashback sites? I mean, they're booming and Afterpay's got a good offer?
Yeah, look, so Afterpay sales kick in.
Yeah, Afterpay is actually starting to do better, guys. And I've got to actually start paying attention because I use Afterpay and I never look at their deals. Not once in my life I looked at the deals. So I might have to be a bit stingy at times and have a look at them.
This Thursday to Friday, you do not have to sign up to Afterpay to get these deals. Yes, which is good. Just take the discounts, I say. So right now, Country Road's got a spend and save offer, and cashback site Shopback on Friday between the hours of 4 and midnight will be giving 18% cashback as well. So if you spend $250, you're going to get $95 back. So
it's not bad.
Ways that you can take advantages of these sales towards the end of the week.
They've got good gear, Country Road. I like them. They were big when I was a kid, and they've made it
huge. They went through a bit of a rough patch because people weren't spending. But look, support them any way you can.
Good kid gear too. Okay, you can save with half switch hustles. I don't know what they are.
Do explain.
So this can work with basically anything. I've chosen mobile phones here, but you can do the same at groceries as well. So you love Telstra. You're on a 50 gigabyte plan. You're paying $70.
All right, for me, guys, I'm only using monthly. Is it monthly? Yeah, it's monthly. I pay about $40. It used to be like $30, but they keep jacking up the prices, the asses. But yeah, it's $40 now. Other than that, yeah, I don't use data from like a place like in this case it's Woolworths. And yeah, I do have Flybuys and everyday rewards, which I should start setting up on my phone to make sure I get the best out of it.
Well, if you like Telstra because of the network, switch over to say Everyday Mobile. Uses the same network, so much cheaper.
She says she's changing it. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah.
And then you also get that 10% discount on your shop. So it's just kind of doing these half switch hustles, which you can do with groceries as well.
Tomorrow they'll make a call. A good one, hopefully.
Look, we were here last month, weren't we? We thought it was in the bag, but it's not in the bag. I think there's enough data now. There are no hurdles here. They were waiting for those quarterly inflation figures. So $90 could be coming your way. That's the average mortgage, say about $6.
Look how expensive it is, guys. A loan amount, payment charge, $90, $750,000, $113, $1,150,000. I mean, that's a big amount.
To note, guys, most people have not reduced their repayments. The last two rate cuts, most haven't.
Because you've got to ring your bank.
You do have to ring, but I think it's a bit of a fear too, Carl, that I want to just pay off my mortgage and do that. The
exactly.
now is, does it cost money to you for you to grab that $90? Maybe you need some relief. Actually, over 1 year, taking that $90 is only going to cost you about $29 in interest over 1 year, but you'll get that cash injection. I think this RBA rate cut, people will now start thinking, what can I do with that extra money? Put it in my mortgage, pay off some debt, or do I start investing? So this will be interesting for households. But look, it's still there's still so much pressure with households.
Yeah, there really is.
All right, let's get back to it, guys. Well, you understand where I'm going from, don't you? So that's the big reason I've done the channel the way the channel is now. It's just one channel instead of 3. I think it makes it much more. So technically 2 if you count the shorts. I don't count them, so I just say 1. But mostly 1 because the shorts aren't going to have anything associated with it. It's mostly just for the short people to go from the shorts to here. But yeah, that's one big reason I want to do that, because it will save me a ton of money and there'll always be content. That's basically it. On that note, I'm going to finish it here because I think my eggs will be boiling. because I have not turned them off. Cheers, guys.